We, the fans of Star Wars, do this day send forth this declaration to the president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, and to all the people in the world to make clear all the purposes and goals of this rebellion. We firmly acknowledge the importance and necessity of the control of the franchise being in the hands of one person. We accept that for a contiguous, non-contradictory continuity to be established, much of the old must be done away with to make way for the new, so that we can enjoy this universe without questioning how something makes sense. We believe that those in charge of a franchise derives its power as a creative force from the consent of the fandom of that franchise. We believe that should fans, lifelong fans especially, be purposefully shunned, insulted, and tossed aside by those at the head of the franchise, it is the unalienable right of said fans to boycott or force change in such leadership. We believe that Lucasfilm has willfully and malignantly discarded the fans in the sole pursuit of a misguided political agenda, and therefore it is our unalienable right to refuse to fund the franchise and to call on Disney to change those who are in charge of Lucasfilm. We do not take this course lightly. Franchises long since established should not be changed for slight and transient causes. But when those helming a franchise display a collection of careless disrespect for said franchise, its long and storied history, and its massive fan base, displaying a clear design to subjugate totally and absolutely the characters we have come to know and love solely to push a social narrative, it is our right, our duty to depose that leadership. The short history of the current leadership of Lucasfilm is that of continued grievous offenses and insults against all consumers who have been fans of the franchise for any period of time before it was purchased by Disney. You have disrespected the characters of the original trilogy, treating them as mere tools and stepping stones for new characters rather than the heroes they actually are. You have used your new characters as toys and tools to push an agenda of masculine inferiority. You have lied to George Lucas when you told him that legacy characters would be protected and make sure they would continue to live in the way he had created them. You have lied to George Lucas when you said you want to do something for the fans, and have now fully reneged on that promise, telling Mark Hamill that the stories you want to tell matter more than the fans. You have given the core trinity of characters from the original trilogy terrible send-offs. Luke Skywalker dying as a sour old man who couldn't be bothered to come help his sister in person or mourn the loss of his best friend. Han Solo dying by the blade of his own son in a move that ultimately had zero impact on his psychological state moving forward. Leia flying back to the Radis in a comedic scene that reminds one of Mary Poppins and will shamefully be forever how Carrie Fisher's last outing in film will be remembered. You have shamelessly attacked anyone who voiced a negative opinion, calling them racist, sexist, misogynists, telling them that they must have a problem with strong women, telling them that only overweight white males and members of the alt-right dislike the directions you are taking the franchise. You have refused to acknowledge any complaints as legitimate from the fans, and do not even recognize that people who are not male or are not Caucasian dislike your modus operandi as well. We, the fans of Star Wars, do therefore, in the name and by the authority of the free market of the world, solemnly publish and declare our intentions to fight and oppose you and your socio-political ideals by any and all means at our disposal, to refuse any decree from Lucasfilm as to what we should like that is contrary to the right of opinion, to bring about your destruction and the destruction of your career in anything related to filmography, to forever restore the true characterizations of these beings in a galaxy far, far away. To these ends, we pledge our merchandise, our honor, and our wallets. Ha ha ha! What a funny story. Anyway, how's your sex life?